Microphone. Right. So let's have a new project. So we go to console application. We select C++, and we want to work with streams. That's the next thing that we want to work with. And we'll try and just have mini projects that show us what our streams can help us to work with. So the first project that we want to do would be as follows. We create a variable called ch, and then we put a loop. In our loop, we'll then do the following. We want ch is equal to cin dot get and then we want to put not equal to EOF. EOF in this instance stands for end of the file. From there, we then want to be able to get our ch, and then we want to display what ch is, and then we want to end our line. And then let's actually put curly brackets to mark the section of our while statement. Right, so we'll just put a cout to mark the last of what we are doing. And then in this cout, we just want to say done and we put a new line. We also put a new line there. So if we run this program, we'll be able to enter some text. Okay, let me see if I can project the output. Okay, so this is the output where I can enter my text. It can actually be long text. So as you can see, each element that I'm entering, it then assigns ch for the element, and then it continues. Right. So to exit this output, you just need to press Control plus Z so that we can exit our output where we are entering whatever information we are entering to our C++ code. Right, so we want to create a new project. Itatopedza iyi. Right, saka toda kurakidza futi another alternative of using the get, but in a slightly different program. So get string, right. So with our get string, we want to do the following. We want to work with a string. So working with a string, we then do the following. We put our variable, which is str1. We open brackets, we put 256. We do the next variable, put str, and then we put 2. We open and we close brackets, 256. We put a semicolon. From there, we want to put a cout, and our cout should give us the following. Enter the first string. We put a C in, and then dot get. We open and we close brackets since it's a function. We put a semicolon. We then put str1. We put a comma. We put our 256. From there, we want to display what this string is. In fact, let's change this a bit. We want to get the second string. So put a cout. We then say enter the second string. We put a semicolon. We then put a C in. We use the normal C in, so we put str2. We put a semicolon. And then we want to display the string. So we can say string1. Put a new line. We then put our str1. We put our string2. Put a new line. Put our str2. We put an end line. So that way we've put our string in order. At the same time, we just want to add a correction. To string2, whereby we can say we can copy this as it is, and we want to then show the difference between using cout without the get and using cout with the get. So we then want this to be str2 and then comma 256. So in other words, at this particular instance, we want to show how to get more values using cin. Right. So on top of get as a single function we can work with, we can add an extra function to our string, whereby we're still working with the same variables, but we can create another project that we will call get line. So with our get line, it becomes different only in this set. We can put a character and then we put str1 in brackets, we put 256, put a character, put str2 in brackets, we put 256, and then we put a cout. Enter a text line. And then we put our cin dot get line, and then our get line, let's actually switch our values this time. We put our str2, we put a comma, we put our 256, we also put a cout, say enter next line, and then put a cin. This time we don't put our get line, put our str1, and then we put a cout to display the content. String1, str1, string2, so given Given the following code, we can be able to realize that we've just changed our get line with our get, which gives us the same output. Did it? So whilst you are finishing up, let me just run it and we see. Huh? Andabuyisa pakhona program iyarana as well, but you can finish up. Right. So we want to create another project. And then this project, we're still working with our file streams or our streams. So in this particular instance, we want to work with a file stream. Right. So we still want to do more or less the same context of what we've had, but now we want to be able to say if we've got whatever information that we've got, we want to add that information, and we also want to write to a given output. So we first create our file, and then our file, we then link it to a file pointer. From there, we then say our file pointer is equal to fopen. We open brackets. We then want to open a file that we'll call text.txt, and we want to open this file for writing. And then we've got f close, we open and we close brackets, we put our fp, and then we close our file. So how does this work? Like we're saying, we're still working with our streams, and the last element that we had cin.get, and cin.get gave us a string input, and so here's what we then want to do. We want to add that same concept and put that value within a file. So hopefully we can be able to use the previous concept to the new concept, and then we merge them to have one complete cycle of how our project should be working. So let's maybe explain a bit on this. We remember we create a file and we write to the file. At the same time, we can also use what we used previously. So we can put a character, str, we open and we close brackets. We then put our 256. And then from there, we then want to enter some text, or we then want to get some text. So we have a C out, and then we say enter the string. put an end line, and then we put a cin dot get. We then want to get our str. We also want to put our 256, and then we are done with our string. But at this particular instance now, we then want to put what is within our str within our file. I'm gonna try out this last part. I'm not sure if it will work for C++, but it works for C. So put our FP, and then we want our content. Content is the new line, put a comma, and then we put our str like that. So if we've done this properly, if we run our project, we should be able to get a string. When we get that string, we pass that string to a file, which will then type out whatever has been input onto our screen, but into a text file. Okay, I'll give you a few more minutes to finish up, and then we'll test to see